Have you ever wondered why the tension between China and Taiwan seems to be escalating? It's a question that has been echoing in the corridors of global politics. The answer lies in a complex tangle of history, regional dynamics, and international power plays. It's not just about two nations across the strait, but a chessboard where global superpowers make strategic moves. So, why should this matter to you? Because the ripple effects of this tension can touch political, economic, and security landscapes far beyond the region. Understanding the historical context is the first step to unravel this geopolitical puzzle. To comprehend the current tension, we need to delve into the historical roots of the China-Taiwan relationship. It all began with the Chinese Civil War, a conflict that erupted between two political powers in China, the nationalists led by Chiang Kai-shek and the communists under Mao Zedong. This war, which raged from 1927 to 1950, resulted in a split that continues to shape the geopolitics of East Asia today. When the war ended in 1950, the nationalists were forced to retreat to Taiwan, an island off the mainland's southeastern coast. There they established the Republic of China, or ROC, while the communists founded the People's Republic of China, or PRC, on the mainland. Despite the geographical separation, both governments claim to be the legitimate China, leading to a political stalemate that persists to this day. Enter the One China policy, a diplomatic acknowledgement of this complex situation. Simply put, it states that there's only one China, but it leaves the interpretation of which government is the legitimate China up to individual countries. Some countries recognize the PRC, others the ROC, and a few maintain a delicate balance, acknowledging the One China policy without specifying which government they recognize. So why does this matter? Well, it's because the One China policy is the cornerstone of China's foreign relations. It is the reason why Taiwan is not a member of the United Nations and why many countries do not have formal diplomatic relations with Taiwan, despite maintaining substantial economic and informal political ties. But the policy also leaves Taiwan in a precarious position. China views Taiwan as a breakaway province and has never renounced the use of force to bring it under its control. Taiwan, on the other hand, has evolved into a vibrant democracy and has resisted reunification efforts, leading to a tense status quo that occasionally flares into open conflict. This historical background sets the stage for the current tension. Fast forward to recent years, the tension between China and Taiwan has been fueled by several key events. Among them, the visit of U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan stands out as a significant flashpoint. China rebuked the G7 nations for criticizing its response to Pelosi's visit, claiming they were ignoring the provocation from the United States. This led to the cancellation of a meeting between China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi and his Japanese counterpart, underscoring the severity of the situation. Alongside this, the G7 foreign ministers made a call for China to resolve its dispute with Taiwan peacefully. They warned that China's response to Pelosi's visit risked increasing tensions in the region, a statement that was promptly rejected by Wang Yi. China's emphasis on the One China policy, which views Taiwan as a part of its territory, underlines the complexity and depth of this dispute. While diplomatic tensions were simmering, military demonstrations in the South China Sea were simultaneously heating up. The U.S. sent an aircraft carrier group led by the USS Theodore Roosevelt into the region to promote freedom of the seas. This was seen as a direct response to China's incursion of bombers and fighter jets into Taiwan's air defense identification zone. The United States accused China of attempting to build a maritime empire and impose sanctions on Chinese state companies involved in building artificial islands. China, on the other hand, complained about U.S. vessels in the South China Sea, arguing that these actions were increasing tensions. Moreover, China recently passed a law allowing its Coast Guard to open fire on foreign vessels, a move that significantly increased the risk of conflict. This action was perceived as an underhanded tactic to advance its territorial claims, particularly during the global distraction of the coronavirus pandemic. These events have added fuel to the fire, escalating the tension between these two powers. The chessboard of geopolitics is a complex one, and each move by these nations only seems to heighten the stakes in this high-tension game. The United States plays a pivotal role in this geopolitical tension. Being a global superpower with vested interests in the Pacific region, the U.S. has consistently supported Taiwan both politically and militarily. This support stems from the shared democratic values and the strategic advantage Taiwan provides in the broader context of U.S.-China relations. The United States has been an ardent proponent of the freedom of the seas policy. This doctrine emphasizes the freedom to navigate and overfly the world's oceans, a principle that is often challenged by China's territorial claims in the South China Sea. The U.S. has regularly dispatched aircraft carriers and other naval vessels to these contested waters to assert this right. This show of force, while ostensibly apolitical, sends a clear message to China and other regional powers about the U.S.'s commitment to maintaining open and free seas. Furthermore, the U.S. has been vocal in its opposition to China's territorial expansions. The United States has accused China of attempting to establish a maritime empire through the construction of artificial islands and the enactment of laws that increase the risk of conflict. The US has even imposed sanctions on Chinese state companies involved in these activities, further straining the relationship between the two powers. The US involvement has added another layer of complexity to the China-Taiwan tension. As the situation continues to evolve, the role of the United States will undoubtedly remain critical in determining the future of this complex geopolitical landscape. The tension between China and Taiwan is a complex issue with deep historical roots and multifaceted recent developments. Let's recap what we've discussed. The historical background, which is crucial to understanding the origin of the tension, the recent events that have sparked increased global attention, such as China's reaction to US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, and the escalating tensions in the South China Sea, and the role of the United States, which continues to support Taiwan and promotes freedom of the seas in the region despite China's objections. In this global chess game, each move carries weight and has consequences that ripple across the international stage. As we observe the unfolding situation, it's important to remember that behind the political posturing and military demonstrations, the well-being and future of the people living in these regions hang in the balance. Understanding these elements can help us make sense of the ongoing tension and watch future developments with a more informed perspective. Thank you for watching, and remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more insightful content.